Hey everyone, it's Ananda from Galactic Mystic, where we use astrology, tarot, and mysticism as tools for radical transformation. Venus in Virgo. Let's talk about that today. All right, everyone. Now, before we start talking about nitpicky Virgo, if you have not yet subscribed, please take a moment to do so. It would be my honor to have you join the YouTube family. Okay. Have you ever heard people talk about Virgo? They're so critical, nitpicky, perfectionist, never happy, they nag. Just yesterday, I was scrolling through Instagram and Venus, depending on when you're watching this, this is July 23rd, 2021, and Venus has just entered Virgo. And everywhere people's talking about this, about nagging Virgo, ruining basically the goddess of love, Venus. And when I saw this, I thought, gosh, are people really still saying that about Virgo? It's so misunderstood. I mean, I do kind of live under a rock. It's a mossy covered forest rock, but I am a little bit clueless sometimes. Here's the thing. This is really, really misunderstood. Virgo, it's true, the trash can energies, the lower expression of Virgo can include nagging and being super hypercritical and perfectionist tendencies. They can also break some hearts and just leave like a trail of broken hearts in their wake. But there's a reason for these things. And this is why astrology is so powerful, because when we understand the why, it's often a lot easier to handle the what and the how. So let's talk about this. Let's get into the deep energy of Virgo so we can understand what this is about. Because if you have your natal Venus in Virgo, or if you love someone who has their natal Venus in Virgo, my best friend has this placement. This will really help you understand them or yourself, depending on who it is. Here's the method behind the madness. When Virgo energy gets into that hypercritical place where the people around them feel like they're being picked apart, which I know is not a great feeling, but the reason Virgo does this is because they are terrified of being trapped in some humdrum, lifeless, gray relationship or creative avenue. We are talking about Venus, so this is how we relate to others, our love nature, and also our creative nature. So with Venus and Virgo, they really are so afraid of settling, not settling down, but settling for a situation that is not going to evolve and grow. If they do settle, their skin will burn off. I mean, not literally, but it will feel that way. It will eat them up inside to the point where they're coming at everyone in their life sideways with the criticism and all of that and the nagging. Now, the reason for the nagging is to give themselves either reassurance from you that there's a plan to grow and evolve, there will be change and growth, or to establish a plan for this growth. I know that nagging and nitpicking and all of that is not the most ideal way to go about it, but this is just how it is. It's just how it goes. It's how that energy comes out in an attempt to soothe this fear of a static, staying still situation, which Virgo is mutable. Virgo energy needs to always be changing. Virgo has both a detailed ability, like, detail oriented type of vision, but they can also see way down the line. They can see their ideal. Now, they don't really care that much about reaching that ideal. They only care that there are steps being taken toward that ideal. Baby steps are fine. So if this is in a relationship, you want to be talking about how the relationship can continue to evolve and grow. This is why Virgo is not this is why they can be non-committal, because they really need to make sure that they're in a situation where both people are reciprocal in the work that they're willing to put into this to make it the best it can be. Even if everything is already great, they still will want more. They still need that growth and change, period. They just do. And it is commonly misunderstood that they're never satisfied and that they need perfection right now. And this can be particularly hard in love relationships, because it's really hard to feel criticized and picked apart by your lover, by the one that you love. And so if your partner has Venus in Virgo, or if you do, it's important to understand that it's not about perfectionism, usually. It's simply about needing right now evidence that there is effort being put toward growth and reciprocity. And that's literally it. People who have their Venus in Virgo are generally really incredibly good at the care and feeding of a partner. And I mean that both literally and metaphorically, like they can usually cook. And they show their love, not necessarily through overly romantic verbal gestures, but through thoughtful acts of service that make your life better. Like your life is better because they're in it. Or if you're the one with Venus and Virgo, your partner's life is better because you're in it. You do want to make sure that that's reciprocal. As artists, people with Venus and Virgo can be incredibly critical of their own work, yet they will put in the effort to become masters at their craft. They usually, it's again that eye for detail with the ability to visualize what the thing will look like at the end. It's interesting. Sometimes they can skip steps. They can find a more efficient way to make the thing or to create the effect or whatever it is creatively that we're talking about. And same thing with relationships. Virgo is a very intelligent energy. They're very mentally quick. And if they think that something will be more efficient, done a different way, maybe just humor them and try it out, because it's very possible that they're right. They're discriminating. They usually have really good taste, and are quite funny. Virgo wit. Yeah, I think Lily Tomlin has her Venus in Virgo, and I can just really see that. She's so witty, yeah, but also very earthy. So you can see that the goddess of love and the earthy, mutable energy of Virgo can be a lovely combination. This can be a beautiful placement, both in the natal chart and as a transit, as it's happening in the sky for all of us to feel. So for the collective, when this is happening, it's a really good time to look at our relationships, how we make our money, our finances, our self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves, our health, and see, do we have a plan to get to that next level in all of those things? Venus and Virgo time is perfect for that. People who have their Venus in Virgo are usually pretty good with their money too. Like they're responsible, they're not going to spend frivolously. They may actually need help in order to spend on some luxuries from time to time. It's healthy to do that every now and then. So with the transit in the sky, Venus transits the sign of Virgo for about 4 to 5 weeks every year, give or take a couple months. And like I said, this is a great time for all of us to really make some plans that will set us up for success in the realms of relationships, money, and creativity. Thank you so much for watching. Do you have your Venus in Virgo, or do you love someone with their Venus in Virgo? Let me know about it in the comments below, and I will see you next week. And for readings and consultations, coaching, mentoring, and even metaphysical tools, you can visit my website, galacticmystic.com.